Hey, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co, and it's another Upgrades and Deluxifications video. We have a few different things going on here, from upgraded versions of certain games. These over here, we have this, so we got 3 upgraded, deluxified inherently games without having to do anything else extra to them, as well as 2 games that I've done a little bit of stuff to, one of which we've featured before. We featured Dune Imperium in prior videos. So, as usual, this particular video series of my monthly upgrades and deluxifications is sponsored by Top Shelf Gamer. You can check out, there's a link down below. It is a referral link, so anything you buy there does benefit the show, otherwise known as me. But additionally, Top Shelf Gamer has a whole bunch of, well, everything. A whole bunch of stuff that I generally show in these videos does come from Top Shelf Gamer, including some things that I'll show here, from deluxified resources to inserts. They have all kinds of different things. Past that, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, and also there's a discount code, so if you want a bit of a discount off your usual Top Shelf Gamer order, that will be in the description down below, as well as the details of when it's active, till when, the specific code itself, all of that. And with that, let's go ahead and jump into the rest of the things, starting off with Dune Imperium, because I actually want to do a bit of a correction from last time. So, Dune Imperium, I'm actually featuring a few different things in here, from realistic resources to stickers, and I've actually made some upgrades to Dune Imperium already in the past. I've done different things. I've taken the various pieces from Risk 2210. I've grabbed these to replace the various cubes that go on the board and the advisors, the people you put down, your workers, so to speak, in the game. So that's what I have over here, which we're not going to talk about that right now. I want to do, first of all, a correction from last month's video where I showed off stickers. Last month's video was a bunch of stickers, and some of those stickers, specifically with Dune Imperium, I said, oh hey, I'm not really showing those because they didn't actually fit. Turns out, I didn't look deeply enough on the actual sticker sheets that I was sent. I just saw that they didn't fit, and I was like, oh well, I'll send them a message. Turns out they actually know that already, that there are different printings of Dune, and so they actually send you stickers for both sizes. So I'm going to go ahead and show you some of those stickers now, because turns out they do fit. I also grabbed some of these over here. We'll get to some of the deluxe resources in a second. Let me figure out, I'm missing one bag of stuff here. One bag of stuff. What am I missing? Where am I? I have 1, 2, 3... Here we go, here we go. So, I partially stickered some things to show you how these play out. These are the basic resources of the game. Now, some of these, I don't actually know if I'm using the stickered versions anyway, because I might be using the deluxe resources that I got after not realizing that the stickers worked. So, we'll figure out what to do with this. I'm sure I know someone with a copy of Dune, worst comes to worst. Here we go. Here are some of the stickered and non-stickered resources for Dune. So you can see over here how we have this piece over here. That just gives a little bit of a monetary amount on your sand over there. Spice, not sand, the spice. I'm sorry. I literally just watched the movie. I should know better. And there we go. So you can see how there's stickered and non-stickered. I just want to show you both. But those ones over there, you can see those. Those are your stickered versus non-stickered spice in Dune. It looks nicer. I like them. And when I first got them, I tried these 5s on, and these 5s were great. And then I tried the 1s on, and they didn't fit, and I was very disappointed. But the good news is I don't actually have to worry about that. The bad news is now I have conflicting upgraded resources, so we will figure that out soon. Also, I'm definitely overdue for an insert, but I've been holding off till I get the Rise of Ix expansion. I don't want to waste my time with an insert that is for the base game only, so I've been holding off on that. Over here we have, I believe this is Solari, if I'm not mistaken. I know I just said I just watched the Dune movie, but that doesn't mean I know what things are called yet, although I do know spice. No, things are dropping, things are dropping. But again, you can see the big and small coins over there, as well as the non-stickered versions, so you can get a feel for how they look, whether stickered or unstickered. Again, I prefer the stickered, that's not even a question on these. I might even prefer these to the deluxe. I don't know. I have to figure it out. One of the hashtag first world problems in life is when you get upgraded resources and you have to figure out how they fit in inserts, as well as which combination of stuff you want, all of those. But any game that's in my top 100, which Dune is, I definitely want to upgrade. And here we have some stickered and unstickered water, if you let the camera focus. And again, you know, if you like the purity of plain wood, that's great. If you want a little bit of design on your components, well, these stickers will work great for that. So, my plan is to actually fully sticker everything. I just realized from when I did the sticker episode that doing half and half lets you see before and after, which is a little better, at least in my opinion. From there we have the specific factions. So we have, let's go show you some of these workers here. There's a few different things over here that I've grabbed. Let's show you the front, the back. That's going to work over there. I'm just setting up my hand over here so you can see front and back of the various people, your tokens that have now been stickered, as well as I only stickered one of these because this is the one I'm not quite sure about. So let's go ahead and show you these. That over there are your specific workers, as well as your faction markers, as well as your actual combat markers. Now, your combat markers inherently are only going to be stickered on one side or two sides at a time. They give you enough stickers for two sides, so you can have them partially stickered. Now, even if I stick with these as opposed to my Risk 2210 pieces, I don't know if I'd want to sticker them because I don't love partially stickered. Meaning the fact that I'll have, like, meaning once I sticker these, if I have them on the table, some will actually have the stickers face up, others will have them on the side unless I specifically orient them. That seems a bit more work, so I'm not yet sure how I feel about that, but time will tell. Now, past that, I did get some other, well, stuff because I thought I didn't have the pieces I wanted. So let's show you what else I got. These are going to be from Top Shelf Gamer. I'll throw links to everything down below, including those stickers that I just showed you. So, the main three resources in Dune are Solari, Water, and Spice. To that end, we have from Top Shelf Gamer upgraded resources for Solari, Water, and Spice. Specifically, here's our spice over here. We got 2 buckets full of spice. I don't know why I have 2 buckets. Maybe we just need that much spice. I don't remember. Okay, let's go ahead and show you some of the spice we got. This is the buckets of spice we have from Top Shelf Gamer. Just little resources to replace your spice tokens. Now, I don't yet know which one I prefer. From a pure heft standpoint, these are obviously much better. But I like the simplification of pure wood with stickers on them. That works well. Time will tell on that. I'll have to see what feels more appropriate in the game. Honestly, at this point, I've probably completely butchered my copy of Dune between Risk 2210 and between upgraded resources and all of that. And so I have to see which combination of things work best. But that's going to be your spice over here. We have 2 bags of spice. The water is fairly basic. Nothing to write home about. It does the job. The nice tokens over here. If I can open the bag, there'll be nice tokens. There we go. And so these are little wooden tokens. It's just plain wood. Plain wood, which is not a bad thing, but they're just plain wood droplets that you have. That's what we have there for our water tokens. Again, they do the job. My goal is to, in general, when I have multiple resources like this, like I had this problem with Spirit Island as well, where I had different types of upgrades. And my goal in those cases is to try playing with both and seeing just which ones I prefer. It's that simple. Whatever feels better is the one I'll stick with. And then we have some Solari. Solari, some of these metal coins. Now these I like a lot, and they do feel very Dune-like in their design. But again, the unification of the plain wooden resources is a nice selling point. So if I don't use these for Dune, I'll use them for something else because I really like the coins. You can easily use these for Netrunner, I imagine, if you play Netrunner. But here we go. These are these metal coins over here. They have a nice heft to it. They have 2 different designs for the 5s and the 1s. Those are very distinguishable designs, which is a problem I've seen in other games sometimes. But they are solid, solid coins for Dune. And that is Dune. That's everything I have for Dune. A whole bunch of coins, Solari, money, all those things. I'm going to combine these in one bag. I see no reason to have them in 2. I mean, I see the reason to have them in 2. I'm just not going to do so. So, that's Dune. Let's go ahead and put these stickers back because I have to finish my stickering process. And then we will go on to the next game. For the next game, I think I'll take on Mind MGMT. Again, I still always say Mind Management, except when I'm on camera, because then I'm, neurotic about, I should be professional and say things right. Then again, I don't say things right anyway, so I mean, it's a battle I shouldn't give up, right? Even if I'm losing it, I shouldn't really give up the battle. So, Mind MGMT, I am getting rid of my other copy of Mind MGMT, the base game. Basically, I played this deluxe version of the game, and liked the game enough, this is a 5 out of 5 for me, that I was like, I have to get the upgraded version. I passed on it when I was in Kickstarter. It's one of my Kickstarter regrets. I'm going to do a video at some point, when I have enough of them, of my top 10 Kickstarter regrets. I already have like 4 or 5. I need more before I can, post them, but Mind MGMT is definitely a Kickstarter regret. Doesn't matter that I got it later, it is a Kickstarter regret in the sense that I had to pay more for the privilege of getting this one after the fact. So, what do we have over here in terms of the deluxe copy of the game? So first of all, you have this nice insert here. This insert that you're seeing on the top cam, that is not what you get in the base game. You get this insert instead of the basic insert. Additionally, these over here, these pieces, let's go ahead and show you some of these pieces. These are all upgraded giant wood chunky bits. In the base game, they are not said wood chunky bits. They are very thin bits. So these over here, if you're interested in a little more heft to your agents and, what are they called again? Oh my gosh, what's the name for them? What's the name for them? They are called the Immortals. The agents and the Immortals are a little more hefty. We have all your other bits are upgraded as well. So these foot markers, instead of being plain cardboard tokens, are wooden bits instead. So we have these are just wooden, which is, again, more heft, more niceness to that. They do the job. Both of them do the job. The basic game is totally fine as is, by the way. I would not be willing to go to this expense if not for the fact that it's a 5 out of 5 for me. I mean, this is basically me paying like $90 to get a slightly better version of a game that I already had. These are bigger and slightly better, This is the one actually. This is the one upgrade I'm not as confident that I like. The plain wooden pieces or pieces they have in the base game work just fine and are actually more shaped. These are bigger discs. It's a step sideways for me. Not bad, but a step sideways. The barriers over here, these are nice. Again, same idea. You're replacing plain punch board with wooden pieces over here, so we can show you these barriers. It's a nice step upwards. I like these as well. And then we haven't even gotten to the shift cases yet, which I'll show you in a second. Honestly, I don't know why I'm bagging these. Again, I don't know why I'm bagging these. Okay? Now, what I do wonder is I know they have a system in this game where you can find codes and earn them for cards. I wonder if the deluxe version of the game has special codes that the basic version does not. We have our time marker up here. That's just a bigger, heftier version of the time marker from the base game. And then lastly, over here, we have wooden pieces. I'm not going to take them out. Wooden pieces for the actual recruits, again, instead of little plain punch board. Then from there, we're going to put this away over here. Put that down in a way that actually fits, hopefully. There we go, perfect. We'll put our board, that's all the same, no changes there, into the box. We'll grab this. Now this is nicer as well. This is a nicer, heftier piece of, well, actually whatever. It's just nicer. It's just a very thicker component. I mean, it's not like anything special, it's just nicer. Then we have, lastly, the big one, which is this over here. This is your shift system. Let me go ahead and rotate that back. This is our shift system in the game, where we can, if I do this correctly, how does this work? I don't even know how this works. Doesn't it open it up? There we go. I knew it opened. So, here's our individual shift cases, which in the base game are much less nice. These are from Game Trays. They beautifully clip on and off, so they both clip in place and then clip off. Like, this won't fall if I turn this over like so. Like, it doesn't fall out. You didn't see it that way, but here, if we go like this way, they're not like falling down or anything. I don't want to shake it too hard because I don't know how hard they hold. And I think the general board in general is not fully attached on, but these clip on here nicely, so they're static over there. You can go ahead, you can open up the case, you can grab it out. You have all the components in that shift case. I shouldn't spoil things, so I'll try not to show you more stuff. But the shift system in Mind MGMT is a way of having your players be balanced. If one player is doing too well, you can give a shift system to the recruits or the Mind MGMT over there, and that will give them a bit more of an edge. It's a system that works well. And in fact, my biggest complaint against Mind MG, the one when I was like really trying to be critical, I was trying to think through what I would criticize here, and one thing I came up with is the fact that you won't fully be able to explore the whole game unless both sides are balanced. Because if you're not, then, I mean, you could in theory explore the whole game parts at a time, but yeah. Either way, that is the shift system from Mind MGMT. From there, let's go ahead to the Reckoners. We'll go from there to the Reckoners, to Hallertau, to Gentes. So, the Reckoners is two things. My first complaint offhand is the fact that the expansion is in a box that I haven't tried yet, to be fair. I don't imagine that this expansion box will fit into this base box. I don't imagine the content will fit in, which is a bit of a frustration for me personally. I mean, this is a big box as it is. I'd love to be able to mix the stuff. The Reckoners is very much a deluxeified game. From the Game Trays, it's another Game Trays plug over here, just they happen to have, do they have in, I don't think Game Trays is in Gentes, so only 2 of the 5 games are Game Trays. We have the individual trays of this game, where you track your individual characters, you can be rolling your dice, you can be assigning dice, you have all that. These are specific characters, they slot into those trays nicely. You can have expansion characters as well that will add soon enough, but those all fit in. Just the sheer amount of game trays here just takes up a lot of space. Now don't let the dice over there fool you, that is the price I pay for storing this on its side by my computer up there. So that's just the natural evolution there, it's a shame. Then we're going to go ahead and take these out. These are the boss boards over here, the main 2 boards you're going to be managing for the actual boss and your own cards, your own headquarters stuff. Then we have the individual locations over here. Those all go here. Again, let's just show you an individual location. You'll be tracking where the baddie is on the location, the actual, the various metrics you're trying to go down, how much you have to research them, how much their health is, whether they have infinite health, and that's basically what you're tracking on those locations there. And then from there, actually, you know what, I'm going to leave that in there, I'm going to leave those in here, and I'll start taking some components out. So, if you heard that clink, it's because the stuff in this game is metal. That's why I'm showing this particular game, because we have sleeved cards, sleeve kings, actually I'm not sure. They might be sleeves from the Reckoners themselves, but basically, this version of the game, this game comes with multiple versions of it. And the versions come with different things that are all different options. But the one I have is the upgraded metal version of everything, which is very, very nice. We have our barriers, which aren't metal, which is only a disappointment in the sense that everything else is metal. So I'm like, why can't our barriers be metal? But our resources, our coins over here, these are metal. We have metal coins over here. I'm going to show you the expansion as well. We have metal coins. You can hear those clinks. These are, design-wise, they're fine. I mean, they're not coins, clearly. They're something else, but they do the job. They have heft. They are fun to earn and funner to spend. More fun to spend. We have metal replacement clips for these. These go along the boards. Let me see if I can find one over here. They go along, hey, they go here. Here we go. So when you have your cards over here, you can have the enemy cards. Let me go ahead and grab one. So what you can do is you have a card over here like so, and then these track how upgraded the epics are, like how far advanced they are, how many abilities they're activating each round. But again, they're metal. They slide in nicely. They have heft to them. We will take that off. Then we have past that, we have these markers, which are often going to go in your your epic base, the main Steel Hearts control, as well as your home base, tracking various things. Again, just nice metal pieces. And then lastly, over here, we have the characters up here, which I'm not going to go into right now because this is about the metal. I'm just here for the metal today. And then we have just more of these tracking your individual, you know, the research value and health value for whenever you are dealing with the individual epics on their boards. And then finally, we have a nice metal version of Steelheart. We have a non-metal version of him too. This one is very, very nice. There's something fascinating about Steelheart in metal. It just feels very intimidating. So that's the Reckoners, the base game. Now I'm going to go ahead and put all this away, and we'll talk about the expansion. Now the expansion I sadly haven't played yet. I really, really want to. It falls in the category, maybe I'll play it tonight. Ooh. Maybe I'll play it tonight. I'm thinking through who I have coming and whether I can get it played. That might be a good idea. I might try to get this played tonight. We shall see, okay? I'll let you know some other time, because you can just watch my weekend reviews where I talk about what I've played, and you will find out soon enough, probably sooner than me, whether I ended up playing this or not. So let's go ahead and just spread these dice over. This is the problem with, again, storing things on their side has a cost that you have to pay, and I'm paying that cost now. And I know those don't go there, but it's quicker, and I'm in the middle of a video, so we're going to do what we're going to do. That goes over there like so. I forgot to put this in first. We need to put this in here, this in here, these in here, and then these can go in there. And if you're cringing at how I put everything away, I don't blame you. It's okay. If you really want to cringe, you can go ahead and check out Eric Martin on Board Game Geek. He did a video recently on how he puts things away. It makes me look like a saint. So let's go ahead and grab this. Also, I'm telling you, I am better when it's not on camera. When it's on camera, there's that pressure to keep moving or I'll have to edit, and I don't want to edit. That's way too much work. Let's go ahead and take a look at Reckoner's Steel Slayer. So, Steel Slayer, we have some over here. I don't have the rules fully in here. I think I took them out to go look at them, so we'll deal with the rules later. We have some more characters. These will just slot into your boards. The other boards you saw, these just slot into them. That's where you store the dice. Just, let's plug and play mechanics there. We have more dice, which I'm not really showing over here. We have, let's see what we have. We have some cards. I clearly haven't played with this game yet, but things will go in here. Okay, let's deal with this. So, what do we have? We have 2 new epics if I recall correctly. Okay, I haven't actually played this, but if I recall correctly, we have 2 new epics that we can play with, and I love what they did with them. So we have this one over here. Don't even know her name. I have read the first book, by the way, in the series, but only the first book. But this one, I love the combination. This is something Command did in Marvel United X-Men. I love the combination of plastic and mini. It makes him come across as pretty special in his own little way. We'll put that back. I'll deal with these later. I'm going to be reading through these rules tonight. I have them out. I've only started the rule book. Actually, I haven't finished it yet. So, we'll be reading through the rules for this game tonight. But then, the things I really like are these. We have some of the locations, some upgraded locations. One of the things the expansion did is it gave the locations more variability to the experience. But these are the new metal tokens that I wanted to go through. So, to begin with, we have these tokens over here. These more metal things to go. I believe these go in the locations. I'd have to take a look, though, to see. Just metal. You can't see, but you can hear the way they squish together and make metal noises as you hold them. And then we have shields. We have a whole bunch of these shield tokens. Don't know what any of these do because I haven't read the expansion rules yet. But we have these tokens here, which you just heard clinking. Little question mark tokens. Don't know what they do. And then we have some shields. Okay. Now, again, don't know what these do, whether they protect epics or whether they protect the enforcement officers. Like, I imagine these are protection tokens that will prevent the first damage you do in a location to an enforcement officer. Keep in mind, I'm just making that up based on what they look like. I have no idea if that's true or not. Similarly, I imagine that this is probably a token that prevents the first damage you would do to an epic. Metal shield tokens preventing the first damage you do to an epic. We'll see. Don't know for sure. I'm just guessing based on the token. Do not take this as rules at all. I have not played the game. Don't know anything about the game. This is a general assumption based on what I'm seeing. I'm definitely reading the rules for this tonight and seeing if I can get it tabled. I'm excited now. I'm excited. Okay, cool. That is that. From there, let's move to how... Sorry, just forgot some rule stuff over here. Again, my main rules are upstairs somewhere. I need to find them because I need to finish this rule book tonight. So, next up, we have Hallertau. Hallertau is an experiment I did from Top Shelf Gamer. I grabbed one of their wards. I grabbed one of their 3D inserts. So for context, by the way, when I say this is sponsored by Top Shelf Gamer, this video series, what I mean is that, first of all, I get a commission on anything you buy from Top Shelf Gamer with the link down below. Secondly is the fact that they let me choose a few $100 of free goods, basically. Free inserts or things, whatever. I pick and choose the things that work for the games I have that I would like to talk about, and then I'll tell you what I really think about them in general. Like, usually they're pretty, it's usually pretty basic stuff. Here's an insert, here's a, whatever. But once in a while, I'm like, hey, this particular upgraded resource didn't do the job, we found it to get in the way. Tiny Towns is a good example of that. I'm still not sold on the deluxe resources, the upgraded resources for Tiny Towns. They are much nicer than the basic cubes, but thematically for the game, I'm still torn whether I keep them, so we'll see how that goes. But that said, this time, what I did is, when I say I took a risk or an experiment, I tried a 3D insert, which generally in the past have not worked for me. But I'm really glad I did with this one. This is a really, really good 3D insert. Now, if you see over here on the top camera, you can see how everything is. I'm just going to take things out. You can see we have those over there, like so. Let's actually put it like this, so you can see everything. So we got the basic resources here. We got resources here. We have these over here, which I'll slide off to the side, so you can still see them. And we have the player boards. All the player boards are in there, so you can see how that's covered. Then on this side, we have the cards. So what you see here is basically everything. We have the cards nicely divided into the types of cards. You have all different versions of one card type in there and card type over here. You have the individual player trays. This slides straight back in over there. This slides over here. And then one of the reasons I like this is because of the way they did it, it just has a scoop side to it. So you can just reach in and grab, and it angles up the sides. The edges are very curved, which allows you to never have to worry about, what's getting stuck. Like, with one hand scoop, okay, not one hand scoop, but with one hand scoop I got almost all out of there, which is pretty easy because of the curved siding. You can't do that if you don't have curved siding. When you're trying to grab off this side, like if I try to grab it from this way over here, it usually takes a few handfuls. You can see I missed 2 over there, and then this little, granted I missed 1 versus 2, but yeah, this side is a curved side, which makes everything easier to pull out of, and that's true for in general. So I like the quality of the insert in general. I don't know who makes this, meaning it's from Top Shelf Gamer, but they generally carry things that other companies make or whatnot. I do not know who's responsible for this one. The one downside is because this board doesn't fully cover here, if you store this box on its side as it currently is, you will have pieces falling out on this edge over here. You could try to move this here, and that will help, but then again, that only works if this doesn't shift and slide. So that's a potential downside you want to be mindful of. Like, this was a game that I stored on its side, and will be storing on its side no longer now that I have its insert. I'm adjusting the way I store things so that this does not go on the side. But yeah, that is Hallertau, the insert for Hallertau from Top Shelf Gamer. Again, link to everything down below. Lastly in this video. So, okay, we have Gentes. Now this is one of those out-of-print TMG games with a nice little sleeve. One of the few sleeves I actually hold onto and carry, and it comes with a whole bunch of upgraded stuff, and it's a game I want to play. It's been so long since I played this game. First of all, we have the dual-layered boards over here. I don't know how well you can see those, but you can see that there. The dual-layeredness of these boards. It's beautiful. I love dual-layered boards. They make life so much easier. And this is important even in this game, because the way these characters work in Gentes is you can kind of choose how strong your tokens are, but they can never be too strong. Meaning, if you move this all the way up to the strength over here, then this character type is lower. If you move this all the way here, then this character is lower. So you're constantly choosing between the different characters as far as the balance of how strong you want to be, which is an interesting puzzle, because it's both tableau building, but tableau building at a price. We have the rules, which is nothing special, and then we have the insert over here. Now for context, this game over here has been stored on its side for who knows how long. So everything you see here is with the game stored on its side, still maintains everything beautifully. So what do we have here? We have our card decks, our individual people, more card decks. If I grab those out over here, let's push this off to the side. We have more pieces of this. If I take that out, we can put that over there. that over there. Now these, by the way, are all upgraded. Let's go ahead and show you some of these. These are all stickered blocks that are, you know, nicely thick and whatnot. So if I show you these here, let's see if we can get the camera to focus on my hands. You can see over there, that's what those blocks are. These are your workers, effectively, that you're kind of, it's almost reverse worker placement, where you're taking things off the board. We have these over here, which, again, these are nice, beautiful, hefty, like, just giant meeples, basically. Giant meeples that will go into your game. I love the heft of these. They all have their own individual spot in these. We have the individual player houses and all those tokens. We have all these lock pieces, which block spots on the board, and the time markers. All those are wooden and 3D and chunky. Those all go there. You can see that layer over there where we have more of those various tokens, just all these stickered blocks with their various abilities on them or whatever it is they do, just sitting over there. Just chunks of them beautifully lined up over here. This just shows the TMG thing just to as a placeholder. Over here we have just a bag, nothing special over there, and we have down in here we have this marker, this little guy. So that's what we have over there. Let's see if we can get that to focus. Not that it matters that much. And then lastly and finally, we have the coins. The coins, which are pretty solid. So let's go ahead and show you, not necessarily all of them, but some of them. Something just dropped there. Something did drop there. You see, I felt that there. I'm looking at the top camera to try to find this all. So these are your coins. Solid coins as well. This is one of the nicer games I own from TMG. And also, it's not one that I saw on sale. Like, if you don't know already, basically TMG is officially going out of business. And so they had a sale recently at, I believe, Cool Stuff Inc. ran the sale, where they were tracking, like, here's all these things that you can get your hands on that you hadn't been able to before. I don't recall seeing TMG on that list, but I didn't look that closely because, honestly, most of the TMG games I have, most of the TMG games I want, I already have. Like, I have Yokohama, I do not have Crusaders. It's a good game, but I really wanted to the expansion for that, although they actually have an expansion, I just haven't played it. What else does TMG have? They have the Pepper game, Scoville. They have a bunch of games, but they're ones that the ones that they have that I want, I already own. So I didn't look too closely at the sale, but Gentes is, I want to say it's my favorite TMG game. Better than Yokohama for me, for sure. Yokohama's still one that I'm debating whether I keep it or not. I have the Deluxe-fied version of it. Crusaders was excellent, but didn't keep it. Scoville was great, didn't keep it. Coliseum was great, didn't keep it. TMG has a long history of games that I liked, but didn't keep. I never played the worker placement one with the interchangeable workers. I can never remember the name of it, but it actually cost me a point when I did a game show thing with the board game analog quiz show. That game with the twistable workers, which I forgot the name there, and it cost me the point. Otherwise, I'd have the higher score on their quiz show. What else does TMG have? They have MGMT Domain, didn't keep that. All these games I liked, all these games I enjoyed, I just didn't keep any of them. I wonder what else they have from TMG. They have a bunch of small box games as well that, again, I didn't keep. But either way, that is basically the Deluxeified stuff this episode. We have 5 games. We have the Reckoners and Expansion, we have Mind MGMT, and we have Gentes, all of which are just inherently Deluxeified versions of games. Mind MGMT, you can get the retail version or the deluxe version on their site. The Reckoners, you can get them when they've done Kickstarters. I think you can get them from their sites directly as well. If I find links, I'll throw them down below. Gentes, you can't get your hands on, so sorry for that. I usually don't show things in this particular series that are out of print. This series is almost meant to be things you could get if you want to, but I didn't think about that when picking Gentes, so I apologize. And then we have Hallertau and Dune. Dune is a combination of the leftover pieces from Risk 2210, which you can generally buy pretty cheaply on eBay or secondhand, as well as stickers or upgraded resources. I'm still deciding which one I want to go with over there. I like both, which is a problem. I don't yet know which one I'll keep. And then Hallertau is a great insert. I'm really happy with it. I usually don't love 3D inserts. I find they don't feel as premium. I like either folded space, you know, the styrofoam ones, or alternatively wooden inserts in general. And this is the first 3D insert that I really feel is premium, as opposed to feeling like it's homemade. Maybe it was homemade. I mean, I imagine it was. That's what 3D is in general. But either way, until next time, I am Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co. Thanks for being here. As usual, have a good one. And I did that out of order. Let me try that again. Hi, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co. And as always, have a good one. See, every once in a while I just do it out of order and it messes the whole thing up. But the good news is I can just talk through it and make it work.